Good morning. Happy Friday, guys.
Buenos días. Happy
Good
Friday.
morning. I know Chris
Morning.
is like, dude, am I in the right meeting today?
Seriously.
Chris, are we in the right meeting? You know what? I'm a big music head, and nothing pumps me up more than music. And man, that jam gets me going. I just want to share a little bit with you, all of you guys, a little bit of my musical taste. For all of you guys that don't like ACDC, it's cool. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and lock out this meeting. Again, I believe in being on time. If you miss this meeting, you're done. You're out of it. Now we have Munib, Zach, Daniel Rias, and I'm hoping that you guys can bring your TCPA scrubbers today to the table, right, Daniel? Because the other guy that was going to show up, Mr. Ryan, he didn't show up on time, man. So we have to block him. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to stay true to showing up on time. A lot of people are used to showing up late to these Zoom meetings. We're not going to allow that, man. We start on time. It's respect to everybody that shows up on time. Would you guys agree with that? So with that said, my name is Lauro Herrera. And today's training is going to be on do not call. All right? Do not call registry. Last week, I trained on TCPA guidelines, and I was able to prove that the number one liability is DNC. Correct, Armando? Right? DNC.
Yes, sir.
It comes down to DNC. So if your TCPA is in order, then what? Your DNC is the focus. So what is do not call? Passed the Telephone Consumer Protection Act 1991 in response to consumer concerns about the growing number of unsolicited telephone marketing calls to their homes and the increasing use of automated and pre-recorded messages. In response, the Federal Communications Commission's adopted rules requiring anyone making a solicitation call to your home to provide his or her name, the name of the person or entity whose behalf the call is being made, and a telephone number or address at which that person or entity can be contacted. Working with the Federal Trade Commission, the agency developed the National Do Not Call Registry, which applies to all telemarketers. That's all of us. If you're on the phone selling insurance, you're a telemarketer, bro. If you're overseas marketing, you're a telemarketer. And it covers interstate and intrastate telemarketing. Commercial telemarketers are not allowed to call if your number is on the registry, subject to certain exceptions. We're going to focus on what we do, which is final expense sales. That's our focus, right? That's what we focus on. So let's go ahead and dive into that. Give me a second. Okay. So, give me a second. So, telemarketing rules. National Do Not Call DNC Registry. The law requires telemarketers to search the registry every 31 days and avoid calling any phone number on the registry. If you receive telemarketing calls after your telephone number has been in the registry for 31 days, you can file a complaint at donotcall.gov or by calling toll free at 1-888-382-1222. You need to know the date of the call and the company's name or phone number to file a do not call complaint. Call registry can be a fine of up to $1,043 per violation. And each call may be considered a separate violation. So here you are on the phones. You're either cold calling because you're working in one of our call centers, or you're one of our life insurance agents, and you're calling on a lead that maybe you took a few weeks ago, right? So what's the law say? Well, from the date of origination of the lead, if you're an agent, you got to know the date of origination of the leads that you are purchasing. Okay. Does that make sense? You must know the date of origination, guys. So if you're a life insurance agent and you're buying leads, the, the person that sells you the leads, they have to give you the birth date, the birth certificate. And once you know that date, you can call the lead between the hours of 8 to 9 p.m. And what you see in front of you, I put 9 to be safe. But it technically is from 8 to 9 p.m. in their respective time zone to give them a final expense insurance quote or Medicare quote. Now, during the 90-day period, if that lead don't call me again, you must immediately put that lead in the internal do not call disposition, period. Day 91, verify through the National Do Not Call Registry if the lead is in their database. If the lead is not on their list, then you can call for another 30 days before checking again on the DNC registry. The lead owner, the customer, gave you a verbal consent, right? Recorded. The customer states, call me back. If the customer tells you, call me back, and they're asking you to call back after 90 days, make sure you have him recorded on your lines, him saying that or her saying that. This will give you permission to call them knowing they're on the DNC registry. If they gave you permission, you can call them back. Now, if the customer, the lead, is a valid final expense customer, are on the DNC, you can call them as long as they're up to date on their payment and they're not lapsed. If you have a lapsed policyholder and you call him or her, get you for a DNC violation if they haven't paid for the policy. Please be advised, they can't. That's why recordings are so important. Have you guys heard of Medicare doing recordings? I think that's a great idea. I think everything should be recorded. And that's going to be changing up more and more as you guys follow how that rolls out. But the FCC will fine you up to $41,000. Today it's $43,000 for each violation. Guys, DNC is a major issue. Major. And here is the Federal Trade Commission. The Federal Trade Commission implemented what? The Do Not Call Registry. I want you to chase this website down. They implemented this. Now, if you're an agent or you're a call center, telemarketing for your life insurance customers, you can sign up here and pay for the SANS numbers. Every state, every area code is going to charge you for those areas. The investment to get 50 states is about $100,000 roughly. Right. What happens, guys, is that many companies, even here in America, they don't have $100,000 to invest to get their SANS numbers. So what do centers do? Centers, they pay a subscription, they piggyback on somebody else that has this authority. They do. If you don't have the $100,000, now I'm not saying it's 100,000. I'm going to say it's maybe 60 to 100,000 to have 50 states in the U.S. where you can check the number to make sure they're on the DNC. A lot of centers, a lot of agents don't have this type of money to do it. And if you're over the telephone, if you want to be successful, you got to have several states and different zip codes, different time zones to really make it work. Most call centers won't mess around with a single state individual. Why? Because for us as a call center, guys, the issue is traffic, the issue is volume, the issue is speed. And if we have to get harnessed down to one state, that's very difficult for us in the call center business. So that's why 50 states, you got to pay the SANS numbers, and that's what it requires. And this is the web page that you're looking at in order to do it. Now, what happens with the phone numbers? Well, the National Do Not Call Registry gives you an opportunity to check 6 numbers per email where you can check. But that's it. They give you 6 free numbers you can check. After that, you got to register, you got to invest the money. But again, I'm going to go back to all of you guys, whether you are U.S. based or you're working for my company overseas. You must check this registry. Now, if you're using, some of these paid subscription services, right, that, litigator lists are real popular these days, right? But the law, nothing in what I shared here with you states that you got to check with the litigator list. You got to check with a bunch of litigators when the law says do not call in TCPA. For me, what that means, it means that you check with the litigators on the phone numbers because the ones that are tied to a litigator are prone to sue you. But if you call a phone number that's what? Illegal? Liable. Not seen a courtroom that accepted a litigator. I've never seen, actually. And I've been in business overseas since 2015. We've taken on maybe 30 lawsuits, demand letters. We've won every single one. And I have never, ever seen a judge say, these litigator lists are good, it's okay, you check the litigator list. Never. With that said, what I'm going to do today with all of you guys, I'm going to do a little exercise. And I'm going to give you a little game. I'm going to give you some heads up game. All right? So, take a close look at this. You see this right here? Right here is a bunch of numbers that were sent to my company, whether they have a TCPA written consent or they don't. We're not going to worry about that. For all of you guys right now saying, well, that was a TCPA opt-in lead, so it doesn't matter if they're not on the DNC. I understand that. But for this exercise here today, we're going to assume every one of these numbers is a raw number. Okay? We're going to assume that. We're not going to assume they went to one of my web pages, called me on my TV ad, Facebook. We're not going to assume this. We're going to assume this is raw. You guys make sense? That makes sense, guys. It's raw. It's raw data like most of you guys do. Or if you're a life agent and you're calling on your older leads, anything after 90 days based on DNC laws, you got to check. See, sometimes what happens with people that sell leads, they think just because you have written consent, that written consent, guys, it never ends. Right? So if you have a written consent, you can knock on the door forever. But the moment in time you pick up the damn phone, you have 3 months. So if you're a door knocker and you have a lead, this applies nothing to you unless you pick up the phone to make an appointment. If you pick up a phone to make an appointment, you got 3 months on the lead you just purchased. If you're a true door knocker, you could care less about this. You knock on that damn door until they pick up the phone to tell you, go, you know what? So with that said, I want to share with you guys, look at this report that were sent, the origination date on the left side. So obviously, it's over 90 days. March 18th, August, it's over 90 days. With that said, what me and Ryan are going to do, Ryan has a scrubbing mechanism. And you guys can hear me, right, guys? Because I have some people here on here saying they can. Can you guys give me a yes?
Yes.
See?
Yeah,
Okay,
I hear you,
cool.
but you're going in and out.
You can hear me? I apologize.
I can't hear you.
All right, so Ryan,
It's fine now.
So Ryan Smith is one of our partners, is our network partners, and he's volunteered to provide the TCPA litigator list scrubbing system that he typically uses, one of many. He's one of my partners. But what we want to do is look at these numbers right here where it says good and then it says not good. You guys see that? You guys take a close look here. Now, I'm not going to sit here and talk about if the lead came in on an opt-in. I'm not going to do that because that's not the conversation. Let's treat this as raw data or age data, and let's make sure the systems and scrubbing systems we're using are accurate. Because let me tell you something. The Federal Trade Commission doesn't say, well, if you have 10% DNC on your calling telemarketer, we're okay. No. One violation, you're smoked. You can't get away with a 1%, a 0.5% violation. It has to be 100% because you're violating the rights of an American consumer. Does that make sense? You're violating it. So 1%, half of 1%, you're in jeopardy of getting a major lawsuit. And with these litigators that love these class action lawsuits, you're putting yourself like a fucking deer in the headlights, man. My language. Bad. If you're an agent working for our organization, tune in. This is your responsibility. When you receive a live call, you got 90 days. You call that person back every day between the hours that I went over. If you're one of my call center representatives working overseas, you got to follow the same rules. So with that said, we have some numbers here, and let's go through them. There. Can you hear me? He's not here. What about Munib? Facile, Daniel Riaz. Do you guys have these TCPA scrubbers that you can share with us? Yeah. Good. How about now? Is that better? Give me a yay.
Much better.
Much better? All right. Ryan on here. I saw him get on here, but I think he might have. Any of my guys, Munib, do you have the litigator list? Munib, do you have it? Do you, bro? No? Okay. Who else we got? Metap. Ahmed. Do we have it? Fasil.
Sir, your voice is not clear.
Who do we have here that has this litigator list that they can share with us? Hamid, you have it? Guys, do you have it? Because I'm trying to go somewhere with here. I want to help you guys. So none of you guys have it. So let me ask all of you guys on here. How do you scrub against the DNC? You just took it to a different level. So all of you guys don't have a scrubbing system. So how are you scrubbing the numbers? Tell me. One of you guys has to step up, man. Guys, you there?
I can hear you.
Yeah, we're waiting, guys. We're waiting. I'm going to show you guys an example of the scrubbing systems that are being Zach. You there, Zach? Can you help us with this? Can you bring it up? Mr. Zach can help us. Let's give him a minute. Why is this important, guys? Because there's a lot of scrubbing systems, scrubbing mechanisms in the market that are not 100% accurate. So we want to exemplify these mechanisms that are not 100% accurate. So what I'm going to do, Daniel, I'm going to give you access to the screen, bro, okay? I want you to share. Look at the numbers here. Look at these numbers, Daniel. Are you there? Thank you, bro, for stepping up, bro. Look at these numbers, okay? Check this number out right here. Look at the not good on DNC. Can you check that with the scrubbing system and see how it comes back, please? Can you show us that if I give you access to the screen, Daniel? Let me know, bro, so I can give you access and you can show everybody as we give you these numbers, you know, how the report comes back. Again, the focus is to prove to you guys that most of these scrubbing systems are not up to date. They're not real. And if they're not real, that puts our company in risk. Mumbid, can you help me? Mumbid, yes? Can I make you, can you share your screen, please? And guys, take a snapshot of these phone numbers right now. Look at these phone numbers that say not good, good, not good. We want to check these ones. Please take a snapshot of these guys. Okay, guys? Take a snapshot. We've run this through the real national did not call list, but these numbers don't show up on some of your guys' scrubbing mechanisms. So if you're one of my agents and you're using one of these DNC, scrubbing systems, and they're not real, it can cost you $43,000. I'm disappointed in Ryan that Ryan didn't show up like he said he was. Yesterday he was like, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. And today he's silent. He's like a little sheep on the corner right there. He ain't saying shit. Not cool, dude. What I don't like about that, Ryan, is you said you beat him and you bitched out, bro. Whatever, man. How dare you? I'm embarrassed for you, bro. You don't do that, man. You volunteered to present here. You know what? If you wanted to ambush my presentation, you did it. Let me tell you, you didn't ambush my presentation. I'm trying to educate you guys. I'm trying to help you, and I'm trying to bring your game up. Do you want to pay $43,000 for a violation? I don't, and I don't want none of you guys to have that. So why volunteer and not show up? Why volunteer and come up with a bunch of bullshit that don't make no sense? But anyways, I forgive you. I love you. Monique, can I give you access to the screen so we can go here? Let me know, sir. Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Let's
All right,
go.
Monique. Okay, hold on. Let me give you access to the screen and go to your scrubbing system. Show us, bro. I mean, I don't give a damn. I just
Hi, so we had this DNC checking tool by the name of scrubless.com, and we were using, I've been getting training from Lauro for the DNC laws. So we in the training, we checked out few numbers that my tool shows as a good number, but when we checked it on the Lauro's tool, on the Aperion and on the DNC website, it shows that the number is in DNC. So the tools we have that shows that it's not 100% accurate. So the tool which the Lauro have, they are the most accurate, and as the Lauro told us in the meeting that they are it's a real time. So that is what all we want, the real time, so that we don't get any lawsuits.